Well, talk about shocking revelations. My goodness. This was a pretty good backstory. It would have been sweet with more than one episode. Stretch it out a bit, see things, really fall in love with the characters, and see the despair kick in. That would be good too, but we're on a time limit here, folks, so we have to settle for what we have right now. But that itself is pretty good itself. I'm just saying it would have been better if it was two episodes. One was really good, and at the very end, you see things start to slowly go downhill, and then finally the second episode, crap just hits all over the wall, hits the fan, spreads everywhere. That would have been fantastic. But nonetheless, let's no use crying over spilled milk. And let's get on with this review. We get to see the backstory of Esther, Hishigata, and of course, Hirumi, and what they're trying to do. So the siblings were trying to create level 6, a path to level 6. Everyone in County City, humankind has always been trying to strive to go beyond their limits, to go to that next stage of evolution, and to keep moving forward. It is the process of all things in nature, is to keep moving forward and to soonly evolve into something else. The process is slow. One thing I've always learned is every time humankind try and temper with the process of evolution, things never go right. Because there's a reason why things take their time. You can't rush art. And I do believe life itself is art. Animals, insects, plants, trees, humans, technology. You can't rush it, because when you rush it, you're going to mess up somewhere. You're going to mess up. When you mess up, it might have a big impact. It could. Most of the time, it will. Things can go horribly, horribly wrong. It's like in the X-Men movie, this process is slow. And the people who rush things is what Magneto also said. Let's just say God works too slow. But there's a reason why he works too slow. Because it has to happen that way. It is a process that you can't rush. It's like you're forging something with delicate resources. And it takes time to forge into something beautiful. But if you rush it, you might break it. It will shatter, whether it's through force, pressure, or you're just tempering it the wrong way. So you always gotta take your time. Now, without that wise lesson I just taught you guys, it's time to get further into it. So Esther came down to see if her powers could be used to anybody, and she found the siblings and their path to level 6. The thing about science is, they forget that you should try to think of all possibilities and all theories, including supernatural theories and abilities. Most people toss out the idea of a soul or the supernatural because they don't believe in it. It's not scientifically or logical, so therefore they pass it aside. But there are times I've seen in shows, movies, and of course this series where they will use the process of magic and science together in order to create something that can be impossible, therefore calling it a miracle. And that's what they're trying to create, a path to level 6. Now, the idea was to use Hirumi's body, but however, it'll cause great damage to her. So of course, Hishigata, being a scientist, he still has humanity. So of course, Hishigata was still doing some shady stuff. I will not try to take that away from him. He was doing some shady stuff before the current series, but he still has a bit of his humanity to around the ones he loves. So now let's talk about Esther and Hirumi, how they became friends/sisters in a way. They're both weird in their own way. They really are. Both weird. Esther is completely oblivious to common sense, so therefore she does some very strange stuff. She's oblivious. Then there's Hirumi's kind of weirdness, where she just does some very off-the-wall stuff intentionally. And she's very physically weak, and it's because she has an illness that she has been keeping away from her brother. Despite how smart her brother is, he still has his hands full of other things, so therefore it was easy to slip those kind of things away from him. Even though thought he was really on track with her medical condition, but she'd been keeping that away from him. Because the girl doing some weird stuff. You saw how she was trying to do that punching bag. I don't know if she was doing it on purpose or if she really is that terrible when it comes to physical activity. Because she could barely run. She couldn't spin around that much because she immediately started coughing. She got beat up by the punching bag. She just can't. She kept coughing out blood throughout the entire series and throwing up blood. She's on a time limit, and she felt like she was holding them back. She wanted to use herself on the experiment, but of course, the brother, being the sweet guy he is to his sister, said no, it would kill him. But the process to really work will take at least 2 years. But Hirumi knows she doesn't have 2 years to go. So her taking herself out like that for the dream to become true, you can tell how serious they were about this dream of the experiment to reach level 6. To the point where she is willing to give up her own life in order for it to happen. But a shocking revelation came around this. The true bad guy of the series right now, the true bad guy, is one of the freaking talismans, charms, that she took away from Esther, is in a way is merged with Hirumi's mind and soul. So when she died and they put her inside the machine, it wasn't just Hirumi controlling it, it was secretly one of the charms that she had. And she wanted to continue on with the experiment to help advance it to put the other charms into it as well. However, she kept quiet about this because that's what the charm wanted. So the brother wanted to find out, therefore the brother had this false hope of wanting to continue the experiment no matter what. So when he wakes up, we all thought Hishigata, well, those who haven't read it, I guess, thought it was Hishigata, the true mastermind behind everything. But no, it was the girl herself, Hirumi / the charm, together, playing behind the scenes. I've seen some stuff like this before in some manga, where the poor girl, who innocence, even after death, will cause some plan to roll out, like a tiny little snowball on the hill that rolls down, becomes a giant snowball, and knocks everything in its path. That's exactly what Hirumi was in this episode. Now, I love myself a good backstory. As you know, I'm a sucker for lore. So even if it has good lore in it, I am there. And this was a pretty good, decent backstory in a way. You know, it has been the day of backstories. I just got through reading, watching Fruits Baskets. We got to see Hanjima's backstory, and now we're seeing a bit of the backstory here. A very 3 minds of a common goal put together through the laws of magic and science together to create something to go beyond. Find out a way to create level 6 espers. So will it be possible to create a level 6 by using power of magic? But then again, will it be called a scientific power if you're using magic as well? Then again, some say that magic itself is just science unexplained. That you got to look for it through a different way. Not just Thor didn't just say that. It's just a zombie also said as well. It's a process, you know. A lot of stories said this before. So those who are just saying, I got that from Thor, that's a yes and no. Anyways, this was a fantastic episode. I love it. It was really good. It's a shame we only have 4 more episodes left until it's all over. I hope we get season 2. I need more Accelerator. That's what I want, man. I know there's a lot of Railguns fans out there, but I need myself more Accelerator. Hell, I'm willing to have another season of Index of the New Testament to have to see some more Accelerator. That's how badly I want Accelerator. And of course, Hamazora as well. So anyways, if you enjoyed this video, enjoy Accelerator and its hype. Like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell so you get notified every time I upload. This has been Madcrown on Manime, signing out.